Imagine waking up to the sound of lightning cracking through the night sky, your breath visible in the cold air, and in front of you, stitched together by science, haunted by the soul of man, stands something, not quite human, but terrifyingly familiar. This isn't just another monster movie. This is Frankenstein, reimagined, resurrected, and reborn for 2025. And if the trailer is any indication, we're in for a cinematic experience that promises both horror and heartbreak, blending Gothic roots with modern filmmaking in a way that feels deeply personal and strikingly epic. Scheduled to hit theaters on October 17, 2025, Frankenstein is directed by Guillermo del Toro, the visionary behind Pan's Labyrinth and The Shape of Water, and produced in partnership with Netflix Studios and Legendary Pictures. This film marks a return to the Gothic horror genre that del Toro masters so effortlessly, and he's bringing an all-star cast along with him. Oscar Isaac plays the obsessive Dr. Victor Frankenstein. Jacob Elordi steps into the tragic role of the creature, while Mia Goth and Christoph Waltz round out the supporting cast in what are rumored to be pivotal, emotionally complex roles. The film is expected to run just over 2 hours, with a dark, immersive atmosphere from the first frame to the last. So, what is Frankenstein 2025 actually about? While plot specifics are still tightly under wraps, the official synopsis teases a grounded, emotionally driven retelling of Mary Shelley's classic novel, focusing not only on the horrific consequences of playing God, but also the loneliness, longing, and pain of both creator and creation. This isn't a simple monster story, it's a tragedy, a drama, a meditation on identity, rejection, and what it truly means to be human. Del Toro has hinted in interviews that his Frankenstein will be the most faithful adaptation ever made, yet with new layers of psychological intensity and visual storytelling that breathe new life into the familiar tale. Now let's talk about that teaser trailer, because wow, it delivers a chilling, poetic promise of what's to come. It opens with black and white images of a desolate, snow-covered forest. A cloaked figure stumbles through the trees, and we hear fragmented lines of Shelley's original prose whispered in the background. Then, cut to a candlelit laboratory. Lightning flashes, chains rattle. A silhouette on a table, lifeless but waiting. There's a moment, just a second, where we see Elordi's face, or what's left of it. Half beautiful, half scarred, his eyes filled with sorrow. The tone is somber, almost elegiac, accompanied by a haunting orchestral score composed by Alexandre Desplat. Every frame is drenched in texture, wet stone, flickering flames, worn fabrics, all evoking a romantic decay that feels deeply intimate and richly cinematic. Among the standout moments is a brief but intense confrontation between Isaac's, Victor, and Waltz's mysterious character, possibly an investigator or maybe a darker figure from Victor's past. And then there's Mia Goth, who appears in 2 powerful sequences, once as a frightened woman running from the creature in a storm, and once more sitting across from him, eyes locked, as if seeing the human underneath the horror. Fans are already dissecting every second of footage, spotting hidden symbolism, clues about the creature's origins, and even speculating whether there will be multiple creations. There's a particular shot, fleeting but unforgettable, of what appears to be a second-stitched figure submerged in a glass tank. A failed prototype? A twin? The casting choices are already stirring excitement. Oscar Isaac is expected to bring his signature intensity and inner conflict to the role of Victor Frankenstein, a man torn between scientific genius and moral collapse. Jacob Elordi, fresh off his breakout performances in darker, more emotionally layered roles, seems perfectly cast as the creature, a being who is terrifying not because he is monstrous, but because he reflects our deepest fears of rejection, loneliness, and pain. Mia Goth, who's become a rising star in horror cinema, adds an unpredictable edge, and fans are eager to see how her character will influence the story's emotional core. As for the franchise context, Frankenstein 2025 doesn't tie directly into any cinematic universe, thankfully some might say, but it may stand as part of Del Toro's own spiritual anthology of dark fairy tales and tragic monsters. Think of it as a cousin to Crimson Peak, or an older sibling to The Shape of Water. Budget-wise, sources suggest this is one of Netflix's largest investments in a prestige theatrical release to date, with a reported budget north of $120 million. And it shows. The production design is opulent yet grim. The visual effects seem practical and tactile, and early critic buzz is already calling this a likely awards contender, not just in technical categories, but possibly in acting and direction. Now, here's where I start to speculate, just a bit. Given the trailer's emphasis on duality and mirror imagery, I wouldn't be surprised if the story explores multiple layers of creation and identity. Could Victor be hiding more than one creature? Is the real monster someone else entirely? There's also a theory floating around that Goth's character is based on Elizabeth from the original novel, but with a dark twist. What if she has also been reanimated? That would add a haunting romantic layer to the narrative and deepen the moral ambiguity. Nothing is confirmed, but knowing Del Toro, expect beauty and horror to walk hand in hand. So, is the hype justified? Honestly, yes. Every sign points to Frankenstein 2025 being not just a retelling but a reinvention. A story we thought we knew, now told with new emotional depth, artistic ambition, and human tragedy. This isn't just a monster movie. It's a mirror. A look into the things we fear, the things we create, and the things we can't ever take back. But that's just my take. Now I want to hear yours. Are you excited for Frankenstein 2025? What do you think the trailer reveals, and what do you think it's still hiding? Drop your theories, hopes, or doubts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the upcoming horror epic, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more cinematic breakdowns, and hit that bell so you never miss a moment from the world of film. This has been your faceless narrator, reminding you, sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we create ourselves.